My superstar childhood friend claimed his home's water pipes had burst, so he came over to my place to take a shower. And that's how I accidentally answered a video call from a popular actress on his live streaming show. Hey, brother, what are you up to? He's in the shower. Maybe try calling back later? Right at that moment, his voice echoed from the bathroom. Joanna, can you bring me a towel? With that one line, the entire internet exploded. Turns out the image of a celibate, single-top celebrity was a lie. The truth? He was hiding a girl in his golden cage. Eric and I had grown up together. When we were little, I was determined to become his dad. But somehow, he became a breakout star first. Since then, I never got to hear him call me daddy again. To keep him from getting smug, I always closed the curtains tightly before watching any of his shows. Like now, I was watching a drama where he trailed the heroine with puppy-like devotion. My fists clenched. This guy could never keep a straight face in front of me, yet on screen he looked like a love-struck saint. Suddenly, the curtain behind me rustled and flew open. Soaked to the skin, the very man who'd just been braving a fictional rainstorm on screen now stood before me in real life, drenched, his abs clearly defined beneath his shirt. He waved a hand in front of my face. Don't recognize me. Without a word, I slipped my tablet behind me to hide it. What kind of midday wet body seduction is this? Just tell me, were you tempted or not? I swear to God, I'll punch you straight into next week. I raised a fist threateningly, but my heart was already racing wildly beneath the surface. Go ahead, he said, grinning as he reached out to ruffle my hair. Then, with those long legs of his, he strode casually toward the bathroom. My water pipes burst. I figured I'd borrow your shower. You don't mind, right? How did your pipes even burst? They couldn't handle my hotness. Before I could pound him, he slipped into the bathroom and shut the door behind him. I swear, if my pipes burst too, I won't let you off. We had the exact same phone, white iPhone 15 Pro Max. He was too lazy to pick out a case, so when he liked mine, he insisted I buy him one too. So when the phone rang, I picked it up out of habit and hit answer. The voice came before the video did. Brother, what are you up to? I really miss you right now. Those two sentences seared me from the inside out. Then it hit me, I'd picked up Eric's phone by mistake. He's in the shower right now. Maybe call back later? He's in the shower? And who are you, exactly? You know you can't just touch someone else's phone, right? She hit me with 3 rapid-fire questions, brows furrowed. Just as I was about to explain, Eric's voice rang out from the bathroom. Joanna, can you bring me a towel? Wait a sec. The call was already cut. I sighed and put down the phone to find a towel. Open the door, I've got your towel, I said, knocking on the bathroom door. I'm opening it now, but don't peek again. Again? My heart skipped a beat. Back in our second year of high school, I'd gone to his place for a midnight snack. His bedroom door was slightly ajar, and just like always, I walked right in, only to catch him stepping out of the shower, stark naked. That was the first time I'd seen the ever-arrogant young master blush like a cherry and dash back into the bathroom like his life depended on it. And ever since, the lunatic had twisted that memory into some tale where I'd peeked on him showering. Just thinking about it made my face heat up. Who wants to see you, anyway? I've seen you running around bare-bottomed as a kid. His hand, long, slender, veins faintly visible, snatched the pink towel from me and gave a low chuckle. Still pink? That's all I had. Got a problem? Wouldn't dare, he said, dripping sarcasm. When he finally emerged from the bathroom, I tossed his phone at him. A girl called you on video. I think it was the one you had dating rumors with last year. I thought it was my phone, so I answered by accident. You two aren't actually? He gave me a look. Your imagination's too wild. I'm single. He glanced at his phone briefly, eyebrows faintly furrowed. Then, with zero concern, he tossed it aside. Head lowered, he began towel-drying his hair with that pink towel. His neck and waist formed a smooth, elegant line. You're not calling her back. No time. Maybe later. For some reason, I let out a tiny breath of relief. Oh, by the way, have you watched that new show I'm in? He stepped closer, and I caught a whiff of my own gardenia-scented body wash lingering on his skin. I blurted, of course not. But he nodded slowly and said, didn't watch, huh? And in the next second, before I could react, he snatched the tablet out of my arms. I leapt up. What the hell? He grinned. Just checking your watch history. Why the freak out? No. This could not happen. If he found out I'd been secretly binge-watching his dramas, he'd brag about it for the next 5 years. Give it back. But Eric flopped onto the sofa, leaning back and holding the tablet high above his head. TCH. With those tiny arms? Good luck reaching. I lunged forward, stretched to the max, and finally grabbed it, hugging it to my chest like treasure. I was about to smirk in triumph when I realized something. I was sitting in his lap. My upper body pressed flush against his. The position was beyond questionable. "Don't you dare look at me like that." His Adam's apple bobbed. A blush rushed from my ears straight to my cheeks. But before I could roll off him, bam! The front door slammed open. Whatever moment we had evaporated into thin air. Two familiar voices shouted in unison, "Holy sh!" My childhood friend Charles and my bestie Emily stood frozen in the doorway, jaws dropping. "You too? Behind our backs? How could you betray the trust of friends who grew up together?" I'm devastated. Oh my God, I saw something I wasn't meant to see. My eyes. What betrayal? I shot off Eric like a spring. He was trying to steal my tablet. I was just about to beat him up. Eric leaned back on the sofa, looking very much like a man who'd just been ravished. She was about to punish me. Charles turned to Eric. "Eric, do you even realize you're trending right now? And you're still messing around?" I shrugged. Going viral is practically his daily routine. Charles tossed his phone at me. "You're part of it too. See for yourself." Right next to the headline #Eric hiding his girlfriend, the word explosive was flashing in red. My heart dropped like a stone. "Wait, Eric, you're hiding a girlfriend? Since when?" The next moment, Eric casually reached over and pinched my upper and lower lips shut. "Didn't I just say? I'm single." Charles patted my shoulder. Okay. You two can bicker later. Right now, we've got a serious situation." Emily nodded. "Exactly. Maybe you two should actually look at what's going on." And oh boy, once we looked, it was chaos. That video call just now? It wasn't just any random call. It was from Sarah Brown, one of the hottest rising starlets, and it happened on a live-streamed variety show. I clicked into the trending clip. It had been a prank segment. Female guests had to call a male friend and say, "I miss you." The goal? To catch their live reactions. One of the guests joked, "Has anyone called Eric yet? I'd love to see how he reacts." Ha ha ha. Immediately, the live stream chat exploded, cueing Sarah. Blushing shyly, she giggled, "You guys guessed it. I was just about to call him." Then she did. Viewership spiked to its peak. What followed was exactly what I had just lived through, the phone ringing, her holding her chest nervously, saying the long-awaited line. "I miss you." And instead of Eric, my voice came through the line, followed by my face, well, the top half of it, saying he was in the shower. The comments section instantly derailed. WTF? What's going on? Wait, did I hear that right? A girl said he's in the shower? And then Eric's voice came from the background. "Joanna, bring me a towel." And that's when the chat completely exploded. Bro, I was just watching a silly show. Why do I suddenly have a sister-in-law? Joanna West? Needs to be investigated immediately. Our beloved abstinent male god is hiding a woman? The entertainment industry really is all lies, isn't it? "Miss, could you maybe bring the phone into the bathroom? Not saying I want to see him or anything, just think it's wrong for him to shower off camera." The chat flew by so fast I couldn't even read it all. Sarah's smile remained frozen for a second before she abruptly ended the call. Her face fell. Oops, looks like I accidentally dialed the wrong number. But the male guest beside her leaned over with a knowing look. "Let me see. Nope. This is definitely Eric's WeChat." Sarah's expression stiffened. "Maybe it's his sister." "Doubt it. Didn't Eric once say he's an only child?" And the chat? Ruthlessly sharp as ever, "She's just my sister, yeah right, and the sister said purple has a vibe." Then the trending hashtags came pouring in, Eric hiding his girlfriend. Eric mysterious woman. Eric showering without towel. Luckily, only the top half of my face had made it on screen. Sarah had once played the sweet, pining second female lead in Eric's hit crime thriller drama. Her role as the quiet admirer had resonated with many viewers. Fans shipped them hard, both on and off screen. On the drama's finale night, their names even trended together. Many had hoped they'd become a couple in real life. Now, some were crying betrayal, accusing Eric of breaking the rules of manhood. Others were sobbing over their shattered OTP. "I think I accidentally caused you a PR disaster," I said, guilty. He tossed his phone aside. "I wouldn't call it a disaster. Honestly. I think it's a good thing." I blinked. "How is this good?" Eric replied, "Look, if she called me on live, I was going to trend no matter what. And my name would have been tied to hers. But now? It's not." Emily chimed in, "Oh my God, she's right. Joanna, if you hadn't picked up, today's trending headlines would have been about Eric and Sarah. But thanks to that misunderstanding, the focus totally shifted. That drama ended over a year ago, and Sarah's still posting pining captions to stay relevant. Ugh, I can't." I was starting to understand. So technically, I helped? Exactly, Emily said with a wink. So, why don't you two just admit you're dating already and ride the CP wave? What are you talking about? I protested. We're not even a couple. There's nothing to admit. Charles elbowed Eric. Come on, man. Just confess to each other now and make it official. Like the saying goes, keep the water flowing within the family. The word confess sent a strange jolt through me. My heart skipped a beat. Eric paused for a moment. Then shot Charles a sideways glare. Don't joke about stuff like this. I quickly echoed, flustered, yeah, seriously. Just then, his manager called. Probably to discuss crisis control. Eric stepped out to take the call, then returned to the living room. Joanna, the production team's going to call back in a bit. Want to join me on the stream? The first round of celebrity calls had ended. The last guest left on stage was a baby-faced actor named Thomas Lee. The producers had apparently whispered in his ear, I'm pretty close with Eric. Since you all didn't get to see much earlier, I'll give it a shot too, haha. Moments later, Eric's phone rang again. The second it connected, Thomas said in an exaggerated sweet tone, miss you, bro. Eric clicked his tongue. Quit playing. I know you're on air. Eric, Sarah suddenly popped back into frame. It's us again, but the moment I stepped into the camera view, her smile froze. Thomas's eyes widened. Whoa, Eric, is this your girlfriend? She's a childhood friend. My water pipes burst, so I came to borrow her shower. Then, as if addressing the viewers, he calmly explained how he ended up at my place. Thomas nodded enthusiastically. Ah, that explains it. You two are childhood friends. I raised my phone to show the audience. Sorry about earlier. Our phones look exactly the same. I really thought it was mine and answered without checking. Thomas grinned, full of gossip mode. But why do you guys have matching phone cases, though? Internet says that's a classic couples move, haha. Eric shrugged. I thought hers was cute and couldn't be bothered to pick one myself, so I asked her to get me the same. I nodded. Right. Totally platonic. Then I looked over at him. The two of us weren't used to being this formal in front of each other. That brief eye contact cracked our serious faces, and we both burst into quiet laughter. Eric reached over and pinched my cheeks. Come on, we're on camera. Show me some mercy and at least help me save face. I quickly stifled my grin. Okay, got it. It reminded me of back in high school, when our homeroom teacher paired us up for a poetry recitation. We had practiced seriously beforehand, but the moment we got on stage and made eye contact, we both broke into laughter halfway through. Just like now, the more people around, the harder it was to keep a straight face. Meanwhile, the stream's comments section had quietly taken a turn. Now, it was full of the same 5 characters, something's not right. Something's off. The way you two look at each other? Way too suspicious. Yeah, there's definitely something going on between you two. Sorry to interrupt, but... Is Eric secretly in love with her? That affectionate gaze? The way he pinched her face? How do you not overthink it? Oh my god, childhood sweethearts are just too addictive. Why does Eric act so different around her? Ugh, my heart. Stop denying it and just go public already. I've been reading a childhood friends to lovers novel lately, and this is giving it a real-life face to match. I'm obsessed. Damn, I always thought this guy was clueless about romance. Turns out, he's been secretly blooming all along. Just as the comment section swerved into chaos, Sarah suddenly chimed in with a coy voice. Oh, right, Eric, the viewers want to know, if you had picked up my video call without knowing who it was, would you have blushed? The comments immediately screeched to a halt. Who's asking? The viewers? Really? Girl, just say you want to know. Don't drag the rest of us into this. Eric's reply was cool and crisp. I wouldn't have picked it up. I don't usually answer random video calls from people I'm not close with. Besides, that accounts for work. What happened today was an accident. It was short, but packed with meaning. LOL, Sarah, are you sure you're not just helping their ship sail? Wait, so Eric and Sarah aren't close? I always thought they kept in touch behind the scenes. I can't. He literally said in an interview that he'd never date someone from the industry. Yet fans still insisted Sarah was his one exception. Now this is just awkward. Honestly, Sarah keeps pulling this kind of attention stunt. She's completely destroyed the good impression I used to have. Eric, I'm sobbing. He's never clarified anything so directly before. He wasn't afraid of the fans' misunderstanding, he was afraid his little childhood sweetheart would misunderstand. Sob. This is the real deal, y'all. Forget those fake celebrity PR couples. Give me this childhood sweetheart real couple any day. I glanced at the comment section, which was scrolling by like a slot machine. I hadn't even read much yet, and already I was floored. Guys, can you not jump to conclusions? You've seen Eric's eyes. He looks at dogs with that same intensity. And then the comments, with eerie unity, all said, "Don't believe you." I muttered, "If you don't believe me, ask him. His phone is full of my ugliest photos." Eric added nonchalantly, "Yeah, I've got a few gigs worth." But the comments wouldn't budge. You saved several GBs of her photos and couldn't bring yourself to delete them? If that's not love, I don't know what is. I don't care if the sky falls. You two definitely have something going on. I smacked Eric lightly. Say something to your fans. They'll end up shipping everything and hurting themselves. Eric looked at me with a soft smile. Really? I thought variety in shipping meant a balanced diet. Seriously? This man was still joking at a time like this? I tried to smack him under the table, but he grabbed my fist before I could pull away. His fingers were warm, his grip firm, and a jolt of heat shot up from where we touched, straight to my ears. But just as my thoughts were spiraling, the internet changed its tune again. Out of nowhere, a gossip account dug up my Do*X account. Eric's PR team wins again. Some small-time influencer accidentally answered his video call while he was showering, and the two conveniently cooked up a childhood friendship story. The public's eating it up like candy. Who needs a lawyer's statement when you've got CP bait like this? Seriously though, who actually believes this nonsense? Matching phone cases, showering at her place, accidentally answering his phone? You'd have to be brain dead to fall for that. Yes. I do have a TikTok account with over 300,000 followers. Back when I was studying in London, I used it to post random photos and videos, little bits of my daily life. I never thought much of it. Whether people followed or not was up to them. I never imagined one day I'd be called a wannabe influencer by clickbait gossip bloggers. Then came the wave of so-called clear-headed realists, saw through the PR stunt right away. Still can't believe so many people are shipping this. Seriously, all those coincidences? Water pipes bursting? Girl, a meteor strike in your bathroom would be more believable. This chick clearly did it on purpose. And you people are out here shipping it like your life depends on it. Hilarious. I knew it couldn't be some innocent childhood friend thing. What kind of guy casually showers at a girl's place? She's obviously a fame-hungry influencer. It's over. Whether rich or famous, men always fall for internet girls. We all know the drill. New PR excuse for celebs trying to avoid dating scandals, she's just my childhood friend. But if she really was, how come no one spotted her during Eric's college years? Exactly. He debuted in college. If he had some childhood sweetheart, we'd have seen her by now. Honestly, Sarah's the real victim. That look in her eyes? I felt so bad for her. And then, under my daily lifestyle posts, came a flood of nasty comments like I'd never seen before. Don't think we don't know what you're up to. Answering his phone on purpose? Girl, your scheming is spilling out of the screen. Spare us the act. We all know exactly what kind of game you're playing. Meanwhile, Sarah posted a tweet late at night, one that nearly made my jaw hit the floor. It was a collage of her crying selfies. Rewatching the drama I starred in, still makes me cry. One-sided love hurts so much. Of course, gossip accounts rushed to repost it. Sweetheart, stop crying over him. He likes influencers anyway. He doesn't deserve you, boo-hoo. Turns out we weren't the only ones stuck in the script. Sarah never left the story. She's been suffering alone all along. People flooded her post with sympathy. Guys, don't let this get twisted. It's always been Sarah clinging to Eric for exposure. Why is she suddenly the victim? Some of Eric's fans tried to speak up for him, only to get instantly shut down. LOL. You still believe that chick is really just his childhood friend? Fan vision is truly selective. Honey, even if you stan him, he's not gonna date you. I've been following him for 4 years. I think he and Joanna are great together. So what? You say you're his true fan? Funny how it took you 4 years to even find out about Joanna, huh? It was already the middle of the night. The public opinion storm hadn't died down yet, and I didn't dare make any sudden moves. I was afraid that one careless post might get twisted again by gossip accounts. Eric had probably gone to bed by now. No matter how anxious I felt, all I could do was wait until morning to discuss how we should handle things. I tossed my phone aside, shut my eyes, and decided ignorance would be bliss. Sleep came first. The next morning, I was woken by my phone vibrating with messages. Emily, Joanna. Check Weibo, Eric just posted a bunch of photos of the two of you. Eric had posted his clarification at 4 a.m., a full 9-photo collage. Photos of us growing up together. One at the beach. One of us sliding down a playground slide. Another on the school track. One of us standing on stage during a poetry recital. And a final one, under the snowy streetlights of London. To those spreading rumors, enough. If this isn't what you call childhood sweethearts, maybe you'd like to discuss the definition with my lawyer. The second those photos hit the internet, all the rumors collapsed in on themselves. The entire web caught fire. Haters, crawl out and apologize now. Just because you don't have a childhood sweetheart doesn't mean others can't. 4 a.m. This is the fastest PR response I've ever seen. He couldn't even bear to let his girl suffer one bit. I'm sobbing. Ugh, these gossip accounts are disgusting. Always stirring drama. What did the white paper CP ever do to you? Haters, open your titanium-plated dog eyes and look. If this isn't childhood sweetheart energy, what is? Just because your brother prefers real connection over clout chasers doesn't mean everyone's the same. Eric even responded to some questions in the comments. Fan, what are you going to do about the gossip accounts that started this? Eric, not much. I'm preparing to sue them. Fan, be honest, did your pipes really burst? Dog emoji, I won't expose you. Eric, they really did. Dog emoji. Fan, how come no one saw the two of you together during your college and debut years? Weren't you childhood friends? Eric, she was studying in the UK. You think I didn't want to meet up? LOL, why does that last reply sound like he's still a little bitter? Wait, the 8th photo. It's London. He went to London to see Joanna. Wasn't there a fan sighting of him in the UK a few years ago? Mystery solved. He was visiting her. Some sharp-eyed netizens even scrolled through my own comment section and dug up an old user who interacted with nearly all of my posts. It's him. I'm crying. He commented on every video, always asking when she'd come back home. The hate comments under my account were drowned out and pushed down. Haters, can y'all chill for a second? If you scare off our sister-in-law and she stops posting, what's Eric gonna watch every night? Then, alumni from our graduating class began to speak up. Can't believe people are out here saying she's a random influencer. I was in their class. Everyone was already shipping Eric and Joanna back in high school. Even the comments under Sarah's late-night crying selfie began to shift. Girl, wake up. You've been running this pity marathon for 10 years now. Let it go. You really are the queen of emotionally manipulating fans. In a panic, Sarah posted yet another tweet. Oops, sorry everyone. Didn't you realize I was helping them the whole time? I think the white paper CP is adorable. That post was totally on purpose. You guys seriously didn't catch that? The sharpest comment of all? The last time I rolled my eyes this hard was, the last time. Emily sent me another viral video link. Someone had dug up our high school graduation photo. Our faces were circled in red. A caption read, a classmate of Eric's shared their yearbook. These two were the real deal. Childhood sweethearts YYDS. Honestly, if you don't get the white paper CP by now, we have nothing more to say. Eric and I were seated in adjacent rows. The photo was a little grainy, but you could still make out the bright-eyed boy with windswept hair, his black eyes glancing nonchalantly at the camera, handsome, youthful, full of charm. I'm crying. They're exactly what I imagined a childhood sweetheart couple would look like. Ugh. I don't care who shows up, nothing beats a childhood sweetheart. YYDS. Someone even screenshotted a post from X. The question was, do you know any real gossip from the entertainment industry? The top answer read, I was in high school with Eric. He had this inseparable girl best friend. Not exaggerating, everyone at school was shipping them. They were total golden boy golden girl vibes. Came to school together, left school together, always bickering like a couple. They were even classmates, front desk and back desk. I heard they were just friends, but honestly? I always felt like they'd end up together. Now that he's in the entertainment industry though, who knows if that'll change. Sigh. That answer was clipped into several romantic short videos, sprinkled with pink filters, swelling music, and hearts. Just like that, the CP fandom grew even more powerful. I had to stop reading any more of this, and I'd start believing Eric had been secretly in love with me all along. Before college, we saw each other almost every day. Back in middle school, we were around the same height. But in high school, he shot up all at once, topping 6 feet. His desk drawers were constantly stuffed with love letters. Girls from other grades would approach me just to ask for his contact info, or worse, shove gifts into my hands and beg me to pass them on. That's when I finally realized, this face I'd grown up looking at? Yeah, it was pretty good looking. And somehow, at some point, people started whispering that we were a couple. The number of girls crushing on him dropped overnight. I teased him about it once, and he replied, if I can't find a wife in the future, you'll have to take responsibility. Back then, I didn't realize I liked him. But I could already tell, Eric wasn't like everyone else to me. Then came graduation. I went off to study in the UK, and suddenly, he was a world away. From seeing him every day, to not seeing him at all. That's when I truly understood just how much I missed him. How badly I wanted to see him again. He was already breaking into the acting industry, juggling school and work like a spinning top. But even with his crazy schedule, on my birthday, he flew all the way from Beijing to London just to see me. I remember, it was snowing that day in London. He arrived exhausted, winded, carrying a suitcase and a smile. At the time, I hadn't made many friends abroad. It was a little lonely. His nose was red from the cold, and I jogged over, laughing. Well, who let this celebrity loose on London streets? He didn't say anything, just walked up and pulled me into a hug. I'm not a celebrity, he said, snowflakes dusting his lashes and jacket. He stood beneath the warm yellow streetlight, ice soft. I'm Eric. Happy birthday, Joanna. My nose stung. The next morning, he was already on a flight back to China. And it was only after he left, staring at the birthday gift he gave me, that I realized. That flutter in my chest? That was love. I just hadn't known it yet. After returning to China, things between Eric and me weren't as easy and relaxed as before. There were moments when my heart would gallop like a wild horse, afraid that he might see through my feelings. And now, seeing the overwhelming flood of people shipping us online, I felt like my little secret was exposed under 1,000 spotlights. Could Eric have figured out that I liked him? What if I told him, I no longer want to be your dad, I want to be your girlfriend? Would we still be friends after that? To make matters worse, Emily kept pushing me. Babe, I swear, Eric totally likes you. Why don't you two just lay it all out in the open? But he said back in high school that he didn't like me. Maybe you heard it wrong. That's possible. Back then, I had accidentally overheard Charles asking Eric if he liked me. And I'd heard Eric say no. During my afternoon nap, I dreamed about the day we finished our college entrance exams. Eric, Emily, Charles, and I were walking down the street, not mentioning the exam at all, just chatting about where to go after graduation. Out of nowhere, a younger girl dashed up to us. Her face was red, and her eyes darted nervously between Eric and me. I thought she was going to confess to Eric, but was too shy to do it in front of me. I was just wondering if I should tactfully step aside when she blurted out, Senior, I really like you too. Please stay together after graduation. Eric's smile curved into his eyes, brighter than the pink-purple sunset behind him. I was briefly dazed by how dazzling he looked in that moment. The girl ran off right after that. Trying to ease the awkwardness, I joked, what the heck, how could our pure father-child bond be misunderstood like that? Eric ruffled my hair like a villain. Why not, he said. If you chased after me, maybe I'd consider it. I woke up with a surge of adrenaline. Wait, he did say that if I chased him, he might consider it. Granted, that was ages ago, but maybe it still counted? I carefully picked out a dress. Then sent him a message on WeChat, are you coming home today? Eric, yeah. I've got something I want to tell you tonight. Me, what a coincidence, I've got something I want to tell you too. That evening, when he messaged to say he was back, I immediately ran over to his place. Our homes were really close. Our balconies practically faced each other. At night, if I couldn't sleep and opened my balcony door, he'd show up the next second, grinning like a devil. Can't sleep? Were you thinking of me? I went up to the second floor, to his room. Pushed the door open. And found him in the middle of changing clothes. My breath hitched. I slammed the door shut in a panic. After all these years, how have you still not learned to close your door when you're changing? That old memory flashed before me. The time he walked out of the bathroom completely naked and bumped right into me. I was not mentally prepared for that kind of visual assault. And to be fair, his body now was nothing like it was back then. He'd filled out, broad shoulders, defined muscles, abs, chest, nothing missing. Just thinking about it made the tips of my ears burn. His voice came through the door. I wasn't planning to shower. Just changing. I cautiously pushed the door open again. Honestly, it wasn't his fault. It was me. I had too much going on in my head, every little thing made me so jumpy. He dragged a chair over and set it in front of me, raising an eyebrow. What's going on? Nothing. They're not hounding your account anymore, are they? No. Not anymore, thanks to those photos you posted. A full-on confession might be too intense, so I pulled out my phone, pretending to scroll. A warm-up exercise before I dove off the emotional cliff. I opened my own account. The top liked comment read, Eric is definitely secretly in love with Joanna. If you agree, like this comment. Agreed. Girls, back me up. These two are literally just one breath away from tearing down that last paper screen between them. I bit back a grin threatening to stretch from ear to ear and gave those comments a little red heart. Suddenly, Eric leaned over from behind, bracing both hands on either side of the table. You came all this way just to scroll on your phone? I quickly flipped my screen down, afraid he'd seen the comments. Too late. He chuckled lowly above my head. I saw that. You liked that comment. My heart thudded harder and harder. But, wasn't I the one who was supposed to be the secret admirer here? I turned and laughed it off. Ha ha ha, I just thought it was funny, you know? Let them ship whatever they want. I mean, saying you have a crush on me? Ridiculous, right? Haha. It's not funny, he said, his smile softening into something quieter, more serious. His voice lowered. Everyone's already figured it out. Except you. And just like that, my mind lit up like a fireworks show. He said it, out loud. Eric does have a crush on Joanna. There was a boyish sincerity in his gaze. His eyes were clear, steady, and full of earnest affection. He said it like a tide, rushing in, overwhelming, undeniable. I like you, Joanna. You're stealing my line, I said, blinking fast. That's what I came to tell you today. His eyes lit up like stars. That smile, oh God, that smile. Then can I take my words back and let you say them again? Nope. You're always so quick to roast me. Why so shy now? Then, before I could react, his strong arms slipped behind my knees and back, lifting me effortlessly. I guess if you won't say it, I'll just carry you like this and parade you around the neighborhood. Faced with this shameless threat, I flushed and finally gave in. Okay, fine. Back when I was abroad. I missed you so much. I wanted to see you every day. I was always excited when you came to visit. I even rewatched your dramas and movies, like, twice. Then, close to his ear, I whispered. I like you. He laughed, clear and carefree. Then said, didn't hear you. I like you. Who likes who? Joanna likes Eric. If you like him, shouldn't you kiss him? Yes. The words slipped out before I could catch them. And then I froze. Wait. Hold on. Was I getting played? Hey, you little, don't push your luck. But he was already leaning down, pressing a warm kiss to my lips. It was soft. And electric. He set me down gently on his desk, cupping my cheeks, fingertips brushing over my skin like feathers. How is a boyfriend kissing his girlfriend called pushing his luck? I closed my eyes. And his lips met mine again, warmer, firmer, deeper. My dress clung to his legs like ivy in the wind. My hands, initially clenching his shirt in confusion, were gently pried free. Then guided to wrap around his waist. He seemed far more at ease with this than I was. Just as we were kissing, we suddenly heard footsteps approaching from outside the door. It was Charles. He called Eric's name as he walked toward the room. I jumped down from the desk in a panic, accidentally knocking over one of Eric's precious model kits. Pieces clattered to the floor. Charles paused at the door and blinked. What are you two doing with the door shut in broad daylight? I pressed my lips together. Eric said calmly, what do you think? There's definitely something fishy going on. Charles declared, then tactfully backed out and slammed the door shut. I crouched down to pick up the fallen model parts, but Eric pulled me back up. Forget that. Kiss me some more. Ah. After another kiss, I suddenly asked him, almost involuntarily, was that your first kiss? He looked away slightly. Sort of. Sort of? A sense of danger suddenly gripped me. Was my sweet little romance already heading toward a crisis? Because, this wasn't the first time I kissed you. I kissed you once before, in secret. You almost caught me. I searched my memory frantically for any clue. Then, like a lightning bolt, it came back to me, an afternoon near the end of our junior year summer break. I had been at his house, doing summer assignments. Somewhere between math problems and reading comprehension, I dozed off at his desk. In a dreamlike daze, I felt something soft brush my cheek. When I opened my eyes, I only saw Eric's profile as he focused on his own paper. His ears were bright red against his pale skin. So that day, he had kissed me. He liked me before I even knew I liked him. And I, completely clueless, had just assumed he was so studious his ears turned red from concentration. But, I remember Charles asking you if you liked me, and you said no. I never said that, Eric replied flatly. Then, without warning, he called Charles over. After hearing the situation, Charles slapped his forehead and said, oh. Now I remember. That was a huge misunderstanding. Back then, the whole school was shipping you two like crazy, he explained. I asked Eric if he liked your type. Eric had replied, I don't like that type. I like her. Who cares what type she is? But I'd already walked away after hearing just the first half of the sentence. Eric soon made our relationship official. He posted a photo of us on Weibo. In the photo, I was adjusting my school uniform collar, and he was standing behind me, gazing at me tenderly. Behind us, the evening sky was lit with a wash of purple and gold clouds. It looked like a painted masterpiece. His caption read, the 10th year of loving her, my crush has finally come true. The comment section exploded, OHH. Guys, this is the first time our ship has actually sailed. AHHHH, someone kill me now, let me go celebrate in the afterlife with brother and sis-in-law. 10th year of loving her, he's waited long enough. Let them do it tonight already. Press 1 if you agree. Childhood friends are always the hottest trope. I also posted a video on my own account. It was a short clip from when I was in London, showing Eric surprising me with a birthday celebration. The caption read, "My birthday wish came true, too." Yes. That day, I made 2 wishes. The first, that Eric would become a superstar. The second, that Eric would become my boyfriend. Both wishes had come true. Extras 1. Eric had just started filming a new drama. I found time to visit him on set. From a distance, I saw him dressed in a police uniform, tall and upright, with a buzz cut for the role and sun-kissed skin. He looked rugged and striking. The moment he spotted me from afar, he called out loudly to the crew around him, "My girlfriend's here to see me." Everyone around him smiled like doting aunties. He quickly pulled me into the rest area the crew had set up for him. I threw my arms around his waist and kissed him on tiptoe. He grabbed my chin and deepened the kiss. "What's gotten into you?" he chuckled. "You just look so hot today. I really love it. Do you like me as a cop, or do you just like the uniform?" "Hee hee, I like you in the uniform." He laughed and pulled me onto his lap. "Well, I'm different," he murmured, brushing his lips against my ear. He whispered something into my ear. Blushing furiously, I buried my face in his chest. "You're supposed to be playing a cop, but you're more like a gangster," I muttered. "Oh? Since I've got your approval, I'll play that role tonight." "Shut up." Extra story 2. The first time I met Joanna was the day she moved in next door. She stood downstairs holding a stuffed bunny, looking around curiously. To be honest, I thought she was the cutest little girl I'd ever seen. She looked just like the Barbie dolls my cousin adored. When she looked up at me, the toy car in my hand slipped and fell to the ground out of sheer nervousness. My dad was chatting with hers downstairs at the time. I called out, asking him to pick it up for me. But then she looked up earnestly. "Were you calling me?" She picked up my toy car and, without hesitation, came upstairs to the second floor where I was. "Brother, your car is so cool. Can I play with it for a bit?" And just like that, we started getting close. To be precise, it was always her coming to find me. She loved bickering with me, yet behind my back, she'd brag about me to her friends, how I always aced my exams, how I was the top student in school. At least, that's what Charles told me. In middle school, she got obsessed with idol dramas. She fell hard for the male lead of a TV series and started collecting posters and stickers of him with Emily. They covered her bedroom walls and notebooks. I couldn't stand seeing that face everywhere. That's when the thought first crossed my mind, what if I became a famous star too? Would she admire me like that? Would she care about me the way she did that celebrity? I didn't understand myself back then. But I was actually jealous of a man who only existed on a screen. Maybe that's when it all started. I wanted to become an actor. I wanted to shine in her eyes. In high school, a lot of boys liked Joanna. I hated seeing them getting close, putting on a show in front of her. It was then I realized, this awful possessiveness had a name. It was liking someone. I liked watching her every move, liked listening to her gossip in my ear, liked when she tugged at my sleeve every day, begging me to explain her homework. When she was near, I was always in a good mood. Once, I even slipped a love letter into her book. But she didn't know it was from me. Without a second thought, she tossed it in the trash. I asked her, "Why didn't you even read it?" "Dating's such a drag," she said. "Ever since Emily got a boyfriend, she stopped hanging out with me, and she's always in a bad mood." So I quietly tucked my feelings away. I told myself to wait. She still hadn't figured it out. To keep other guys from getting too close, I'd visit her classroom all the time, borrowing this or that. Rumors started flying that we were a couple. Gradually, I stopped getting love letters from other girls. But secretly, I was thrilled. I just never showed it, for fear she'd notice and pull away. Then came that one time in our second year. I'd just gotten out of the shower and hadn't put on a shirt when she walked in and saw me. My heart nearly stopped. I bolted back into the bathroom. Outside the door, she kept apologizing. "Sorry, Eric. I swear I didn't see anything just now." But the more she said, the hotter my face burned. I couldn't tell her what I'd done. "Just, go. I'm not done showering yet." After that, I kept dreaming about her for days. And I admit it, that kiss during summer break was no accident. She was lying so close, her hair brushing against my arm. I couldn't resist. I kissed her. Softly. But she started to stir. Panicking, I sat up and pretended to focus on the workbook in front of me. She blinked at me, still half asleep. "What's wrong with your ears?" "Nothing. You drooled in your sleep." "No way." "Ah." She sat up in a panic. I breathed a sigh of relief. Her attention had shifted. But deep down, I was frustrated. When would I ever get to kiss her for real? Even if we weren't officially dating, just being near her was happiness enough. But after graduation, she decided to study abroad in the UK. "I want to see the world," she said. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. I swallowed the confession rising in my throat. She'd once said long distance never works. So I supported her decision. The day I sent her off at the airport, I cried alone in the car for a long, long time. I kept checking her updates on TikTok. I missed her terribly. Whenever I had a break, I'd message her. Because of the time difference, I'd only get a reply the next day. But that single reply could light up my whole day. During her first year there, she struggled to adjust and called often. Later, she made some new friends. While I felt relieved, a new kind of anxiety started creeping in. Until she told me she didn't plan to date anyone during college, then I finally relaxed again. After she returned home, I started thinking seriously about pursuing her. But I was swamped with work. Too many actor friends around me had split up from being apart too long. So I waited. After wrapping up my current projects, I applied for a break from the agency. She was on her gap year, staying home. To me, it felt like a dream. Just like the long summer breaks we used to spend together. Except this time, she didn't come looking for me. Because I made sure to look for her. I'll admit, my water pipes didn't really burst. I just remembered Emily mentioning Joanna liked guys with a good physique. I'd been hitting the gym hard in recent years, and it was finally paying off. So I took a chance. I mean, acting's my profession, right? What happened afterward took me by surprise. My agent suggested we go with the flow and let Joanna join me in a faux dating scandal, go public with a fake relationship. I turned it down. Yes, I liked her, but if we were going to be together, I wanted it to be real, not a publicity stunt. I didn't want a fake couple. I wanted a real one. I've liked her for years. And when I finally confessed, I meant every word. This wasn't something I could joke about. The fans' response touched me more than I expected. They were shipping us like crazy, and honestly, who could blame them? I was shipping us too. To be honest, I've played out our whole life together in my head more times than I can count. But the best part is, this story won't stay locked in my imagination. It's real now. It became real the moment she said yes to me.